My YouTube friends, welcome back. Nick Sorensen here. We are out here today in my van, cruising around, looking at fall colors and making some videos. I've had so many different ideas on marketing stuff lately. I've been reading a lot of new marketing books and also working on a lot of different projects here with my agency, and also starting up my new company, Flow Nexus, to help you achieve your dream business and also integrate that with your dream life. So I wanted to just make kind of a random video on something I've been thinking about this afternoon, which is one of the most overlooked aspects of marketing. And not only marketing, but just business in general. And that is the need to have full trust from your customers, your clients, and whoever you work with. This came to mind while I was thinking about things that drive businesses and realizing that personal relationships are not only now a key factor in driving businesses, but they were in the past and they always will be in the future. I think with the internet and all these different types of business models now, where you might not even see your customers face to face, it can seem like personal relationships maybe aren't that important in, growing my business or developing my customer base. But to me, personal relationships are absolutely essential, and this is something that we all need to be reminded of in the modern age, just with all the technology we have and all the different ways that we do business. So trust goes right along with personal relationships, because the goal of these relationships is to ultimately build trust. Of course, you have to actually do this in an authentic way, because if your business at its core is truly not something that people can trust, or you as a person are not someone that people can trust, then you're not going to be able to trick people into trusting you. So trust should be a pretty natural thing to do, because you're just naturally interacting with your customers and sharing really what it is you're all about. And if that resonates with them, then you're going to be able to build trust with them and build relationships that will hopefully propel your business forward. So with that being said, you can probably see how trust is actually a huge differentiating factor in your business that you might not have even fully picked up on. And it's also a way to create a huge competitive advantage. So think of a business, or think of an industry where there's a bunch of different businesses and you have many options to choose from, but there's one of those that you really trust because of a certain experience or certain interaction you had with them. And which business are you going to? You're going to the one that you trust. It's almost so obvious that you don't even have to ask this question. So as a business owner, you want to facilitate that trust, and you want to develop that with everyone you interact with. Ideally, you want all of your customers and all of your prospects to be engaged in a way that continuously builds trust over time. And a big way to do this is through your marketing. Something that should be said is that it's easy to just put out sales, put out promotions, all of this stuff that people do, and try to generate sales now because you need revenue now. Times are tough, I get it, but trust is something that you have to build over time. You can't just put out something today and expect people to trust you tomorrow. You have to continuously build trust over time, which means it's going to be a longer term campaign that you're developing here. And it's ultimately going to be a campaign that goes on for the lifetime of your business, because this is something that you're always going to need to be doing, and the results will only compound over time. Maybe that changed your perspective a little, but let's either way jump in and look at some strategies you can use to build trust with your customers and develop that relationship that leads to a much higher lifetime customer value, a lot more referrals, and a lot more word of mouth over time, and also, greater results with your current clients that you already have. I think the first step, the most obvious one for me, is that if you have employees, you have to hire people that you trust. And it sounds so obvious, but even as a business owner myself, I'm like, when have I doubted my employees, or when have I doubted someone that was working for me? And if I'm doubting them, do I really trust them? And I think that's a hard question to kind of lay on yourself, but it's also so important that you consider that, and you have to make those hard decisions and say, do I trust my people enough where I want them to be the face of my company, and can these people build trust in my company through their interactions with the customers, clients, whoever. So you got to get that right before you can really go any further. The next point is to be more transparent, and that can mean a lot of different things, but customers are people just like you and me. We often think of them as like, oh, they want to see this specific advertisement, or they want to be spoken to in this way, but really they're just people, and you need to be transparent with them, and you need to be open with them, because at the end of the day, it's a business relationship you have with your customers. And like any other relationship, if you're not transparent, if you're hiding things, they can tell that. The people you're selling stuff to are not stupid. They're just like you and me, and we're not stupid. So anyways, I think you get the point here. You got to be transparent if you want to build trust. Moving on from that, my next tip would be to create some marketing campaigns for your business that give your business some character. It shouldn't be just scripted ads where you're like,
welcome to my business. This is what we do. Come buy our products.
Like, no one wants to see that. And you see it everywhere still. Like, you can look around at the ads out there, and the bar is so low. If you go out and have some character and really show like what your passion is and what your business is all about and what you are all about as people, then people are going to start resonating with you. And not only people, they're going to be people who share those same values. So by giving your business some character, you're going to ultimately reach the people you really want to reach. Because if you're just out there trying to be general to reach everyone, like I've said in my past videos, you're going to reach no one. So have some character, have fun with it, and ultimately it's going to make your job a whole lot easier as a marketer, and you're going to reach the people that you want to reach. So this point I'm throwing in just because it's an absolute killer, and sometimes it's more important to eliminate things than to actually add things. So if this is something you're doing, you need to eliminate it immediately, and that is spamming people. So whatever it may be, if you're sending out a crazy amount of emails and not allowing people to opt out and getting people's information that haven't given you permission to send them marketing materials, that's spamming people, and you got to stop it, because that destroys your trust. And destroying your trust is literally going to destroy your business over time. So don't spam people. My last point related to marketing here is to consider the purpose of your campaigns that you're running. The purpose is not usually just to sell more products. There's got to be something more to it than that. And you want to have specific campaigns that are built around developing trust. And this doesn't have to mean spending a lot of money. I'm not saying you have to go out and run ads and do all this stuff if that's not in your budget and your strategy, but you can post content on a regular basis for free that builds trust. You can use different language in your emails that makes it more personal, that builds trust. You can go out of your way to talk to every customer that calls your business or comes into your business in a different way, in a way that creates connection with them and builds trust. And you start doing all of these things combined over time, and eventually you have a business where people come to you over the competitor because of that trust that you've built over time. So that's the ultimate goal here, is to get your business to the place where you're the one that people go to because they trust you. And this doesn't even have to relate to what you sell. Like, you might sell the same product as the business next door to you, which is why it's even more important, because nowadays we have the internet and people can literally go online and buy almost anything. So your business is not special for selling something that's sold 1,000 other places, but your business is special because of the relationship you have with your customers and the trust that you've built. So hopefully that all makes sense. I'm going to stop it here because I could keep going on all day, but I don't want to. I'm going to make some other videos on this in the future, but let me know what you think of this in the comments, and there's probably some stuff I missed. So leave a comment with some of the additional ways that you have built trust with your customers in your business, and let's start the discussion. As always, I wish you all of the business success and happiness in the world. And don't forget to subscribe, because I will be seeing you soon in the very next video.